So three ball falling for the family here over the last 24 hours. Must feel good for the Jaquez basketball family. But the work that you guys continue to do, regardless of if you're in starting or if you're in rotation or backside, I guess that's what feeds this depth that Spo says is such a important part of what you guys are trying to accomplish.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of the hours that we put in the gym go unseen. It's just constantly staying ready, staying in the gym, and that's part of learning and becoming a professional. Is things might not always be going your way, but as long as you stay in the gym, stay ready. You never know when opportunity might call, and you just got to be ready for that moment.
Talk to us about the tough stuff inside tonight. Over 60 rebounds, nearly 70 points in the paint. Was that something that you guys knew that you could get to?
Yeah, definitely. That's something that we've been emphasizing, crashing the boards offensively, just trying to get easier buckets, protecting on the defensive end, getting out in transition and running. That's something that we've really been putting emphasis on, is just try to create easy baskets and not always having to, settle for tough shots. And, I think we really did that tonight, and that's why we came out of here with the W.
Unlike the first 4 games of the winning streak, this wasn't all about the threes. How important is it to show that you can win when the threes aren't falling, like you said, doing the other things also?
Yeah, I think that's extremely important. Good teams find different ways to win. I think that's what makes good teams good, and we're still learning how to figure that out. And tonight was another great step forward of figuring out new ways to win games.
When you look at a situation like this, Spo always talks about seizing opportunity. Did you go into the game saying, I'm going to seize it, or did it finally just come around for you?
I think anytime you go into a game, you're just looking to win, impact winning. I think, obviously you want to seize the opportunity, but when you're out on the court, you're just thinking about playing the game. And, today it was a lot of fun. We were moving the ball, playing great basketball. It just felt good to be back out there. And just, when you're playing winning basketball, things tend to go your way.
And when you talk about as nice as the winning streak was, with all due respect to the Sixers and Wizards, there is a step up in competition.
For sure.
Boston, Memphis, Milwaukee next. Do you see this team rising to the next level?
Of course. I mean, I think we've been doing all the karma things that Spo likes to say, that are putting us in a good position. Taking every game seriously. And this is all to prepare for a game like we have. What is it, on Tuesday, Wednesday? Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday against Boston. So, that good karma should be paying off, and I know everyone's, gaining their confidence and having great spirits, and, I think that's more important than anything. So I think, we're looking forward to it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Obviously, coaches tighten up the rotation, but you get your number called, you go out and packed in a way that's necessary to keep this winning streak going. Coaches talked about the depth being the strength of this team overall. I imagine you can co-sign it on a night like tonight.
Yeah, man, just staying ready so you ain't got to get ready. Obviously it's about us. It's not about me. So, just taking my time and just still, working and just waiting for my number and name to be called. I'm just happy we got the dub tonight, and hopefully we can, keep going.
What do you like most about what's happened in this 5-game streak? It feels like both things are clicking at the same time. The offense is rolling while the defense is locking down.
Yeah, I think we're just trying to find our identity at the right time. Better late than never. We just know it's a crucial time, crucial moment for us to try to get ready for, whether playing playoff basketball. So we're just trying to take it game by game and keep growing and getting better as a team.
One of the staples that Spo has imprinted upon this organization for the players is enjoying each other's success. But the joy that radiates from that bench for whoever's on the floor, particularly when you're on the floor, how does that actually feel, and how does it really impact what's happening on the hardwood?
It feel great. And, one thing that a lot of people don't know, because there's a lot of BS that be going on outside the locker room, we have a great locker room, so everybody is easily going to cheer for the person next to you. So it make my time when I wasn't playing, make it easier when you got guys, that's very supportive and stuff like that, and I'm doing the same. So, like I said, man, I said before, it's about us. It ain't about one individual, and, hopefully we just trying to do the right things at the right time.
What does it show about the team that either it's you or Jaime, that other guys are there, that even when Wiggs is out and Duncan is out, that there are other guys who are willing to and can step up?
I mean, that's the good thing about our team, just, having guys just ready when they name to be called. That's why we put a lot of work in, all year. And, we just, like I said, we have a great locker room, so nobody's down about anything. And, we got a great support system within each other. So, just trying to keep enlightening that and keep it going.
What's most gratifying about this response that you guys have had, just stringing together these 5 straight wins?
I think just how we rallying around each other right now feels like we're really connected. You know, feels like everyone's covering for each other and we're all playing really well off of each other right now.
Bam was really clear before this game, and I know you guys focus single game at a time, but he said, look, these two games, these aren't games where we can drop. And you guys really had to focus from the beginnings of the game, beginnings of halves as a starting group. Is it concerted effort?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I feel like early in the game is time, you know, to really, you know, make a stance on the game. You know, if you give the other team confidence to play with you the whole early on, then they have that confidence throughout the whole game to put themselves in a position to win at the end. So really had to take care of business in the first half, first quarter, and then also in the start of the third.
Tyler, you've been winning with the three-pointer as a team for the first 4 games of the streak. Tonight it went the other way. But what does that say about the team, that you can find different ways when you need beyond the three?
Yeah, just finding different ways to score the ball. You know, obviously we have an identity that we want to get to offensively, but we have a bunch of guys that can, you know, when you run them off the three-point line or if shots aren't falling, we can get into the paint and make plays for each other. And then obviously having Bam and Khalil down there, offensive rebounding, second chance points, stuff like that is also key when shots aren't falling.
With all due respect to the Sixers and Wizards and where they are in the standings, your next 3, Boston, Memphis, Milwaukee. Are you guys now up for those kind of challenges? Will it almost be nice to see, hey, with this win streak, let's show we can take it to the next level?
Yeah, it's an opportunity for us. You know, we're on a 5-game win streak. We've been through a bunch of different obstacles this year. Heading into Boston, obviously everyone knows how hard it is to get a win in Boston. You know, so just going up there with a 5-game win streak, we've built a lot of confidence throughout the last 5 games, and we feel like we have an opportunity to continue to keep it going and get a tough road win on the road.
5 times fast.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
What did you like most about how the two halves started? It's the second game in a row where the first 5 really sets the tone for everything.
First 3 minutes of the game, man, we've really been preaching that because, you know, in the past we've had treacherous third quarters to start the half, and then sometimes we got my sluggish in the first quarter. So be able to like pick up our energy and really get out there and run and impact. Like I said, you know, we're getting stops and we're running in transition.
What did you like most about the work inside? You guys nearly had 70 points in the paint. You had over 60 rebounds in the game.
Man, you know, it started with Pele. You know, the young kid was really getting in the paint, putting guys in the basket, and we need that from him, that bulldog mentality. We had Davion out, so he stepped in that role.
Bam, typically in the first 4 games of the win streak, it's been all about the threes, except for you guys weren't making a lot early. What does it say about the team that you found other ways, that there was a plan B ready to go?
Man, get in the paint. But also, if you're open, shoot it. We got to shoot it. When you work that hard for a possession to get somebody open, you know, we want guys to have confidence to shoot the ball, no matter if it goes in or not.
You see how hard guys work in practice. How nice is it to see guys like Terry and Jaime rewarded with a game like this?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, y'all don't see the behind the scenes. Y'all don't see how much work they put in and the blood, sweat, and tears that go into this, trying to figure out, you know, the role rotation, how it goes. So I'm happy for them, you know, just to get out there and really see the ball go in, play competitive basketball. And, you know, obviously when we start to enjoy that success, you start seeing them grow into a bigger impact in the game, and that's what you want.
With all due respect to what Philly and Washington are going through, you now step up in competition, Boston, Memphis, Milwaukee. Do you feel this team has made the strides that now as you go into those kind of tests, you can feel confident and comfortable?
Yeah. I mean, we're going to go out there, play to our best of our ability, and, you know, let the chips fall where they may.
Do you think you're playing well enough to beat a Boston, to beat a Memphis, to beat a
I
Milwaukee?
mean, we put up 120. I feel like that's enough. You know, Coach always says it, man. If we win by 10 or we win by half a point, it doesn't matter.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And what Bam did today and Tyler did to set a tone, how significant was that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the guys follow, you know, their energy, their disposition, their urgency. The team's gaining a lot of confidence. We have a lot of guys out, you know, right now. We're thinking about everybody that's in Miami. Then all of a sudden, Davion, you know, gets sick, and everybody's just ready. It's really a collective energy, right now, and guys are pouring life into each other, following Tyler and Bam, and then other guys are contributing. It was really nice to see T-Row have a game like that in a moment. He keeps himself ready. That's why everybody in the locker room just roots for him, including the coaching staff. Jaime bounced back. I thought his energy was good, particularly on the glass. That changed the energy. I think for him, he had his hands on some loose balls, and then the basket gets bigger. Pella just continues, to gain confidence and fill in a lot of these intangible gaps. They're winning stuff that he does. The numbers now are also matching the intangibles, but he does a lot of things that really contribute and move the needle.
How important is it to get Terry and Jaime back on the right side of confidence, to have a moment like this where they can get extended minutes, show what they can do, and maybe just have that confidence for greater challenges ahead?
I appreciate it. Just how they stay, how they just stay with it. They're professional, and they don't get caught into any of the dilemmas or things that potentially could happen in this association. They just want to play well. They want to be ready and want to contribute and help. I love that mentality, and everybody just kind of feels the energy. It's the guys are gaining confidence, playing with kind of a free mind, but with intentionality. And I think that came from a lot of the adversity that we went through.
This was a little different than the first 4 wins. Those were all about threes. Today they weren't falling, certainly not in the first half. What does it say about the team that even when they don't see those go in, they can go to plan B and find a way?
Well, our aggressiveness was there, for sure. Almost 70 in the paint, 22 in transition, 15 offensive rebounds. These are the things that, we've really been emphasizing. And we put it together. You do those things and then hold a young team that can, all of a sudden be explosive, hold them under 100, and then you're getting those kind of attacks at the rim, that squelches any kind of run that they could make.
And not to take anything away from the Sixers and Wizards and where they are, but the next 3, Celtics, Grizzlies, Bucks, do you think this team now is ready to move into those waters with the way they're playing and step up in competition like that?
I mean, we'll find out. Our guys are competitors, so they're going to look forward to this. It's not like we're going to, be ducking the competition or anything like that, but we've developed some much better habits. Process has been solid. Guys are gaining confidence. I think all of this kind of build up the adversity and playing well. Hopefully, will give us a real good shot at it in Boston.
And is that kind of competition important going into the play-in, to play up a level, meaningful games, teams playing for seeding?
Well, I don't know. I do. What I believe is we've been playing playoff basketball for about 7 or 8 weeks. All these games have felt like pressure, stress, all of that. Now, the last 3 have not, but literally for several weeks in a row, every game had that playoff type feel. I think that does mean something.